Hello everyone, and welcome to Ludo History. Today we are playing Curse of the Dead Gods, which released all of yesterday. So, brand spanking new game. There will be a link in the About section in the description of the YouTube video when the VOD of that gets exported to go buy it. But this is by Focus Home Interactive. And as I said, brand spanking new roguelike. Now, I've heard about this one for a while. I know some people who were in, like, some of the early access stuff for it. But it wasn't really on my radar until it came out and I saw Dan Floyd's episode on it, to be honest. But then I realized it's super duper Mesoamerican in aesthetic, and that's kinda weird. So we're gonna see exactly how weird that gets, but full set of disclaimers as we get going here. I don't do Mesoamerican history. I have, like, pretty much standard average levels of exposure to it. So don't expect a whole lot of super duper detail on the various Maya, Aztec, Tzeltal peoples in this stream, but we're just going to be mostly focusing on the kind of, you know, the aesthetics and what they're actually trying to communicate about what this religion is, and seeing if that strikes us as problematic. Exactly. There will be more of this with people who know more, but I want to do blind impressions, or first playthrough impressions, in order to see just how I approach this, and see what things are kind of standing out to me. So, look for those coming in the relatively near future, probably in the next few weeks. We'll do another stream of this one, but right now it's just going to be solo me with, just so everyone knows, it has the disclaimer, I'm not an expert in this region of the world, and that's gonna have an impact on how deep we can go. Anyway, before we get going, the thing I first want to notice here is that the guy, that is our main character, is super duper white. Right? He's got mutton chops, and you can see, like, super burly. The general immediate vibe I get is, like, very vaguely, well, one, possessed, but two, English. So we'll see how that goes, but that's not the most encouraging beginning the world has ever come up with. But yeah, I'm getting very much modern, kind of modern explorer vibes, with rolled up sleeves, tattered trench coat with no sleeves, so kind of rocking the almost cowboy aesthetic side of it, so some kind of cowboy outlaw explorer type figure. My original thought, without seeing this close up, was actually going to be that we were thinking like 16th or 17th century, but it looks like we're later than that. Anyway, Raptors, I super agree. Super duper Lovecraftian, and very much Warlock, Dark Pact, Eldritch Monstrosity thing. Speaking of that, glowing eyes are a great way to be spooky. But those look like those were 3 deities. Hopefully we'll see more of them later. And oh hey look, we're starting in pretty much the most expected way of it was a dark and stormy night. Gotta say though, this rain sound effect is rad. Oh! Well, that's not good. Why are they always trapped? Why are the front doors of these literally always trapped? Yeah, Pillarman, yep. By the way, if you weren't persuaded based off the picture of the gods that this is Mesoamerican, how about the rest of it? Complete with Giant Skull Island. Oh, no, well that is... Okay, so that button does that. Neat. Yeah, immediate, really heavy emphasis on skull imagery. Also, teeth as wall panels. That makes me vaguely uncomfortable. Oh, hey, look. Is that an eagle and a jaguar and a snake I see? Who could have predicted that? It is definitely Maya more than it is Aztec. I don't really have any doubt on that. And once again, we have, like, 1, 2, 3. I wonder if these 3 gods are going to be important. Spoilers, this is the other thing I looked up, was the names of these gods. They are the kind of the main ones, and I would say it looks like we're going to the Eagle Temple first. By the way, yeah, this is very much, let me rephrase it too, this is super duper knockoff Maya. And it's not actually Maya. Anyway, this is a super rad door, I'll be honest. As far as our aesthetic adventure goes, this is an absolutely crazy door. Oh. Actually, we're going to the Jaguar Temple for... There's just one teeny tiny problem here. Though apparently we are doing the Jaguar Temple. That's not a door. If we're using Mesoamerican iconography, and specifically Maya, as our primary source of inspiration here, that's a calendar. Those giant circular constructions are pretty much universally calendars. Which is odd. We'll go with odd. Also, these candles are still lit. So they're still burning incense, it looks like. Huh. So still... Thank you. Cool. So, this is interesting. Obviously, it's like a light solar symbol, and then the night, darkness, presumably the night sun. But the night sun is actually like a concept in Maya cosmologies. One of the very, 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 very many Maya jaguar deities is the personification of the sun as it travels through the underworld at night. So, a dodge action is right trigger. That is a weird choice of dodge action. Interesting. Anyway, I'm sure this is fine. So those guys are suitably freaking horrible. There's my combat. 2, 3. Well then. Advanced combat. Hold main attack for a while, then release to trigger a charge attack. And then we can do a perfect shot. Okay. Ow. Not cool, dude. Ow. I am getting hit like hell. Combat is hard. Combat is very hard. So anyway, use the dodge action to evade enemy attacks. Successfully doing that. Okay. Now the other side is a parry. Okay. So triggers are defensive. Got it. Nope, too early. There it is. Come on, do something. Nope, still not good enough. There it is. Now parries. Come on, attack me, sir. There we go. That's actually fairly generous with the timing. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, anyone have any idea what the heck those are? Because I sure don't. But we're gonna summon these guys again, just to go like, what? Ow. Once again, I am bad at dodging. Like, what the heck is going on there? Okay, anyway, one of the things that stands out to me about this, other than these enemies are horrifying. Good to know. Potentially useful. I probably lack the skills to identify them anyway, but definitely good. Oh, wait, we have a bestiary. Well, that's not helpful. They're just called lurkers. Fair enough. We tried. Anyway, this further reinforces the 19th century adventuring vibe. Given that we are doing these, like, sketches in a very Uncharted style. Like, we have our notebook with the scribbles in red ink and the drawings in black ink of us and our everything and stuff. Also that. The Webley top-break revolver. There is no greater comfort when surrounded by foes than a standard-issue self-extracting Webley protector of Great Britain's honor-bound souls. Well, that makes it unsubtle. Holy moly, that makes it unsubtle. So, this game is doing a colonialism. Ooh, fun. You can actually see it there. We change from light into darkness. That gives a little poof whenever we do that. That's extremely cool. And the thing switches. So that's cool. Damn it. But yeah, my sense is very much, happy colonialism, everyone. Jade rings are gifts from the dead gods to those who overcome the trials of the temple. Jade rings are bound to your character and persist even after death. After exploration, you can trade jade rings in the underworld to access new gear. Huh? Okay. Yeah, the Looming Spectre has, in fact, reared its head in quite vigorous fashion. So we are, in fact, while this claims it is bestowed, that seems like it's a very heavy workaround from the much more accurate idea of, are in the middle of stealing. This is definitely feeling like some kind of stealing happening very quickly. So, yeah, we are... This game apparently is set in a long tradition of Victorian exploration novels that exoticize mostly Mesoamerica, South America, and Africa. So you can think of, what was it? Conan Doyle wrote one. Was it Lost? It's Lost something. It has dinosaurs in it. It's by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I can't remember its name. Or also like the Alan Quartermain stories, or Lost World. Thank you, Blues. Or, yeah, Alan Quartermain, or... Pick your poison, because there's plenty of them. Of... The guy has explored and is doing a stuff, and in the far-off place discovers something. Like money. Like, I'm sorry, you can't actually tell me that that is anything other than me stealing. That's not a gift. That is me doing a crime. Actually. Come on, like... Cool. Well, that went fun. Hitting enemies, perfect dodges, and parries refill the timer. Or if we take that. Interesting. Sure. So that's saying we want to do parries. Anyway. How's our parries look? I thought these would all light on fire, but apparently not. Okay, so we have a relic there. A handful of trinkets carved from obsidian stones. They feed on the tired and the weary without charm, without mercy. I have no idea if that applies to all of these relics or just that. Oh, or just this one. It must be just this one. But it's related to the eagle deity, which is interesting. We know nothing about them, right? We know nothing about them. Okay. So, that's a thing. Very much, feels very, very much in line with sort of... When you interact with a weapons, relic, or attributes offer, you can make an offering to the gods to claim one of the 3 presented boons. Make a gold offering, or make a blood offering at the cost of some corruption. Oh! Okay. Sure. So this is doubly a thing. The double things are the one, corruption meters existing, which is a choice. In an already Mesoamerican thing, this is framing it in very explicitly Lovecraft terms. You know, that the correct order of things is probably Christian, or vaguely Christian, somewhere between agnostic and Christian. Very white, very Germanic. And that other things very much exist and are terrifying and are horribly mutilated and skeletal in some cases, or excessively fleshy in others, and are a corruption thereof. And it is the good white person falling into corruption by being exposed to too much of this, and it will slowly drive them mad. At this moment, the game appears to be playing that straight. Which I can't say I'm fond of. Well, that filled up real quick. So I went from 20 corruption to 90 out of 100, so I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. So yeah, my immediate thought is that this is not good. Not a strong beginning. Oh, speaking of which, let's see what this does. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Look to the moon to see the sun's light in its reflection. Look to the sun if you want to go blind. Your torch loses its fire and lighting properties. It shines with a dark light, still revealing hidden traps. You no longer take extra damage when standing in darkness. Well, that seems like it's just good, right? Right? This just seems like it's a bonus, even if it creates awful whispering all the time. So, yeah, we're like nominally in, so we're gonna be in darkness all the way through there, but we don't take damage from that, so it's not a big deal. Meanwhile, we are now solidly in looking in darkness and the whole obsidian process there. Ow. Shit. What? I parried that. That was rude. I really want that to be a... I really want the A button to be a dodge, and it's not. Well then. Ow. God dang it. So that was exciting. That was very exciting. Anyway, yeah, we seem to be sticking with the Maya aesthetic, and oh, something I totally did not mention. Interesting, the two-handed weapons are different. Okay. Anyway, something I forgot to mention with the last one was the mummification of the previous guy. Finishers deal... Yeah, alright. It's fine. I'm sure this is all fine. The last one had a giant mummified dude. And... Oof, that has a long-ass lag time. Okay. Fair enough. Ah, yeah, we're gonna be corrupted again super fast, but that's fine. Probably. But this one also has the kind of eagle headdress type thing, and you can see there's a Makahitl in the altar, just painted there as a thing. So we are truly like not being subtle about the influences that are going on here. Which is not inherently a terrible thing, let's just be clear. I don't think it must, beyond any doubt, must be the case that words. Words are hard when I'm doing combat, even if this is suddenly... Ow. Damn it. There we go. That was okay. We get to see the place again. This is a compass. This is just a compass. This isn't like a particularly anything symbol. This is just a compass. Exciting. So yeah, we're not being subtle with the Mesoamerican imagery here, kind of, at all. But that's fine. I guess. We could just go all in on the corruption again. Well, actually, that's a super good combo. Going with this hammer continues to be incredibly good in relation to what we've got on our other hammer, and the fact that we're always in the darkness, and everything else. So we're going to actually go all in on corruption here, and if we die fast, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So, yeah. Right, because if we check out our weapons, we have plus 30% damage against this one, and we have 20% chance to inflict lightning, which then electrocutes, which then causes this to do more damage to them. And this does more damage while in darkness, which we are always in, because we are. And all of that. And thank you, Dashbox, so much for the subscription. I appreciate it a whole lot. If you have Twitch Prime, everyone else, do know that it costs you nothing to subscribe each month. And it helps the channel so, so much. Both to get new games and to do kind of everything else. Anyway. We get a new thing. Oh. Oh, that's a thing. Okay. Death Wives. Because that doesn't have problematic overtones. So what I'm not sure at here, and actually this is worth looking up, I think, is the role of kind of women in Maya religion, because I think we are looking at more Maya influence than Aztec going on here. But by and large, I was pretty sure that these were male. That priests were male, and pretty much everyone in religious practice. It was a very male-dominated religious practice. So this sort of Death Wives here thing feels very weird. But I am happy to be corrected on that. Because, yeah. But this feels much like the same trend as like in God of War, actually. The most recent one. Where, you know, all the guys who hit you with swords are male. And the people who use magic are female. Because that's totally a meaningful... For some reason, that's, like, a really strongly coded distinction. And... So now we have magic-casting, soul-corrupting, undead women as enemies that do stuff. Dudes just hurt you. But women will corrupt your soul and hurt you. Not a good beginning game. Maybe? But I thought... Huh. That'd be weird. I won't lie, that'd be super weird. Let's actually go for a relic. I want one of those. Oh, by the way, we are only like 2 rooms away from our 3rd one, so everyone have fun. Regular enemies are concealed. Well, regular enemies are concealed while in the shadows. Concealed enemies are revealed by light and when attacking. You deal 20% more damage in darkness. So hopefully my torch actually reveals them, and this isn't going to be a happy fun time of mash buttons. Yeah, I mean, abstract concept, this game, in many ways, looks to me like Hades. Ow. God. Oh god, I am going to die. Hey, I just got a two-handed spear. Offer to the gods. Have fun. Also, remember, these gods are specifically said to be dead. Right? These... I'm not mistaken, right? These gods are explicitly called the dead gods, and yet they are accepting sacrifices. So, anyone wanna see what's up with that? Cause I'm confused. Hey! Let's take it. More green. Right, what is the point of saying that these gods are dead? Or what does being dead actually... Oh yeah, by the way, conveniently crumbles. Right, it super sounds like a Lovecraft thing. Cause this doesn't light, right? Yeah, okay. I actually didn't super want to do that, I think. That's fine. Exciting. Yeah, it does just kind of sound like this is a Lovecraft thing to call the gods dead for no particular reason. And then off we go. Okay, we can actually afford one of them this time. Plus 15% damage to poison, plus 3 con. Or this one, gold offerings remove 10 corruption, which we could get at the cost of a lot of corruption. Or, plus 45% damage against that, so just a better version of what we have. Let's actually offer the gold for a change. Right? Like, what's the point? Hey, look. And it magically absorbs the gold. El Dorado vibes? El Dorado vibes. So, having just deposited gold in the fountain becomes... Or, not even really a fountain. It's, like, deposited into the altar. The altar morphs to become entirely made out of gold. Which very much has strong connotations of the whole idea. I mean, while there are elite burials in Mesoamerican contexts that have a frankly obscene amount of gold, this does feel like it's very much... El Dorado-y. So that's fun. Another unknown. Let's go. Yeah, this is definitely a horror pulp adventure, but Lovecrafty. Which is, you know... Right? I don't like it, but at the same time I can't really hate it too much, because it's fine. Right? I'm really not actually opposed to this idea. On the face of it. Right? There are very interesting things you can do using the adventure genre. And there are interesting things you can do with Lovecraftian mythos. That being said, this one feels very colonialist. And thus far, like... Admittedly, we are in the very, very, very first run. We're doing well, I think. Maybe. Possibly. Not sure. We're doing okay on our first run. But... the cost of doing okay here seems to be... currently being uncritical about the tropes it is using. And what it's actually doing with this imagery. Speaking of uncritical, Rebeltzalok favors those who shed their dependency for the frivolous. One of the relic slots is locked, and I gain 3 divine favors. Interesting. So that has all the flavor of supposedly being a very Tlacalan or Celtal, either of them. So a vaguely Mesoamerican language made together by throwing a bunch of things and an apostrophe, and being so far away from anything resembling actual human phonology that you can't mistake it as such. Well, there are worse ways to do it. I think there are probably better ways to do it. Oh god. What a terrifying beginning. What is this? Uh-huh. A 25% for me to not have to do anything when I fuck up? Thank you. I don't need my Webley revolver, what are you talking about? And attributes. Each point of Constitution improves our max health, each point of Dexterity increases our base damage, each point of Perception increases the gold. Oh hey, here are our base things. So we have our three gods being Yats and Sichal, or both. We haven't seen the third god, but these are apparently our snake and our eagle deities. Using very much the imagery you kind of see on like a Mayan, or a Maya calendar, and the very truncated iconographies they use for animals on some of those. Which is cool, I think. Oh, there was another one over here. I think, maybe. Unsure. That one's way more damage, though. Hey, look! There's also, like, writing, kind of. Not actually. Yeah, that writing is just... sure is nothing. I assume it's writing, right? This doesn't look to me like it's some sort of geometric pattern. This looks to me like it is actually supposed to convey some meaning if you read by progressing in a circle around it. It's not... Oh, it is repeating. It's damaged, but it is repeating. So maybe it's just like the eagle. The pointy one is the eagle, and then there's the snake, and then there's the... If it's just like eagle, snake, jaguar over and over and over again, as a very truncated iconography for them, maybe? Unclear. I would hope it's not writing, but yeah. Anyway, more gold. Let's go. So this is actually going to go very poorly, very fast, I think. Oh, whoa. Why is... Oh! Oh, I didn't even notice that. Uh-huh. To entice the vine for treasures unspoiled. A simple tool for crafting and building, also useful in breaking of bones. Thanks. Clear favor to those who see with the bird's eyes. The sands of the golden hourglass fall with an uncanny slowness. Each time as they turn, time lessens its ghastly grip, and the bear... That's just like Prince of Persia. Okay. A small jade fang, carved with runes that honor Sichal. Its venom is a river that flows freely in an endless cycle. Okay. Also, look at the name of this shield. Just think about it for a moment. Ow, yeah. Just more dexterity. Let's do that. Thank you. Well, that's huge. What an exciting thing. +3 perception, or it will replace one of these. Uh-huh. Or I can offer it to the gods. Thank you. Thank you for offering it to the gods. The gods appreciate it, I think. Also, all of those shoot fireballs, and I'm not here for it. So yeah, this very much has the vibe... I think the vibe they are aiming for is kind of the first sequence of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, blues. That's what I wanted to point out. That does in fact say Aegis. But yeah, my sense here is that this is very, very much feeling and sounding and looking like they want it to be. The first scene in Raiders, and I'm not 100% persuaded that they're succeeding, but oh god, that was nearly ugly. Luckily, we're good. Where'd the third one? Where'd the last one go? Oh, there it is. Nail it. Ah, damn. Hey, I think we did it. What is this? Finishers cost no stamina, but take a lot less damage. Or I deal a lot less damage, sorry. Or finishers deal critical damage, and then I have a bunch of other bonuses on that. Gee, I wonder what I'm gonna do. Thank you, gods. I wonder if that causes corruption. That probably causes corruption for me to do that. Anyway, what does this actually do besides make it deal a bolo? Holy god, that makes it deal more damage. That seems to basically just make it deal more damage. Let's just upgrade the Whispering Aegis then. Because, yeah, it's called an Aegis for some reason. I got nothing. But we're making good progress. Oh, are we close to the end here? We might be at the end. We might actually make it through this on the first run of this temple. Oh, okay, so that has all the vibes of a Jaguar Warrior TM. Pushover, I'll be honest, he's kind of playing like a chump. What are his weapons though? His weapons are a mess. Just want to make that clear. My technical perception of them is that they are a mess. And he's super dead, so get wrecked. Hammers are too strong. We don't need any of your fancy schmancy stuff. Whatever stuff means, I don't want any of it. Also, what the heck is this? Indeed. Progress, 100%. Took us 20 minutes. Got all that. Got lots of gold. Interesting. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, those look like... They look like there were spears that went horribly, off. Blood emblem acquired. 6 new blessings available. Okay. The underworld is a place between life and death where the dead gods slumber. Use the interaction action near the central stele. Interesting choice of words for that, but yeah. To access the underworld, there you can offer crystal skulls and jade rings to the gods to unlock new upgrades, and they are all persistent. So I can switch out my main weapon if I want, I guess. Okay, let's go to the underworld. Blessings of the Dead Gods are powerful passive abilities that will help you in subsequent explorations. Unlock them and then equip them. Makes sense? Okay, we can restore power to those in the Forsaken weapons. Weapon altars in the main hall offer gear before the exploration. Restore altars for more choices. Or, Divine Favors let you refresh the gear offered in weapons and relic shrines. Uh-huh. So, we can get some of these. Traps deal a lot more damage. Start with a bunch of bonuses in gold and other stuff. Gifts of Transmutation, any healing that exceeds max health is turned into gold. Huh. All interesting. I guess we will do that. And then we will... do none others. A War Makana, a Gusting Glaive, Makana. The Belt Solok's Blade, well that suddenly looks very scary. Hammer, Hammer, Spark Hammer, Claws of Evisceration, Incandescent Claws, Warmonger Claws. Okay. There's a lot of stuff in this. There's a lot of somethings. Most of these just seem... well. Yes, quite. Just in case if you weren't sure on the Lovecraftian influence, that's interesting. So they're using the word Makana for this, which is apparently a Taino word. Well, I say that while this exists, but you get the point. So they're not using the Aztec word Macahuitl for the wooden weapon with obsidian in it. They're using the Makana, which is the more generic term for just the one with a thing in it, or that was poorly phrased. But for just a wooden weapon, for even though the design here, the design here looks like a macropetal with the bits stuck in it. So weird. Also, yeah, for some reason these all exist just kind of vibing in the underworld, as that's odd concept. Let's take them, just see what that looks like. Right. So that gets to its finisher really fast. Right, that's only 2 to get to the finisher, and the claw. Wow, the claw hits a lot of times. Interesting. Interesting. This will play very differently. Is there anything else here? Nope, there's nothing else here. Let's go again. The Blood Hunter hunts. Complete. The Storm Throne. Bewitched Catacombs. Also events. Old Nightmare. Unique try event. Escape from your worst nightmare. Fear permanent hallucinations and infected hosts. Let's try it. Let's try the unique thing. We'll try and at least do an initial run of all the things, just to see what goes on. Oh, interesting. So we don't get a UI. That's exciting. Oh, God. Dang it. Actually need to let this build up. Oh god, that's not good. So this is something. I can't see a single bloody thing, but we have a bow. But I also can't see a bloody thing. The black and white filter is, I guess, what they're doing for the hallucinations. And that seems to mean... that very much seems to mean that we have no UI. And I think it's super interesting in light of what we've talked about already. Is that it actually has the old-timey film filter on it. So you can see like the lines and the specks of decaying tapes. Which is super cool. As what is the word for this? I suppose. God. I suppose I should actually like light that, so I take less damage. Because I didn't do that at all the last time. Oh, also we're now playing Castlevania. Don't mind me. We're just gonna play all of the Castlevania? Ow, God. That sucks. We are taking way more damage than we can afford to. Way more damage than we can actually afford to. No idea where my health is at. No way to check what my health is at. I just know that we're not doing super hot. I'm guessing we're probably at about like 700 out of 1,000. I do need the wall chicken, and I do not have any. It is truly tragic. Sure, I guess we'll do that. But... and we're at 80 corruption, because we got hit once by the thing that increases corruption. So we should be at 80 of that. We've seen this room before. There's loot this way. There's also a fight this way, but that's fine. Wow. Well, that was awesome. That cleared extremely fast. Let's actually use the flintlock. I think I'd rather have that. Let's see what vibe shows up. Since we, you know, spent all that effort to unlock it and actually spent resources on the dang thing, we may as well actually, like, have it do something. Well, that's not the best look in the world. Also, we are super... oh gosh, we are in so much trouble. Hey, also be on fire, please. Oh god, that hurt like hell! Holy god, I am gonna die. What the heck? This thing just keeps swinging on me! Dude has no chill. Literally none chill. So I'm super wrecked, by the way. There's no way this ends well. How about the max health, thank you? Thank you, Tamak. I'm sure you're a fine dead god. That did look a bit like a monk's spade, didn't it? What? Thanks? Thanks, explosive barrels? Ow, God. I'm super gonna die here, not very long. Like, there's just no universe in which I get out of this well, or just universes in which I get out of it less bad. really ought to be parrying. Really ought to be parrying. Okay. Anything other than this, please. Oh, I have a bow. God damn it, I forgot I had a bow the entire bleeding time. I guess we'll make this suck slightly less. Even though I'm not gonna live for very long on this, I am taking way too much damage on literally every pass. But yes, that dude's weapon was something. Hey, guys, please be on fire. Hey, a mace. That's just better in every conceivable way. Bye. This is the same one. Oh. Okay. That was the same one that... sorry, words. That was the same mace that we have already been using. That has been super good for us. Because guaranteed crit damage actually improves our damage output kind of ridiculously. Even if our attack rate is way lower, I am very much in favor of having a weapon that hits her. Still don't have the vast majority of what we have to unlock in this game, as I think it should be pretty clear. Oh, by the way, also... Yeah. Boom. Get out of here. Ah, damn it. I am... in some amount of trouble? Really need to pay more attention to that light-dark. But it's actually really damn hard to see which one is which with all this just sepia tone on everything. The old film grain of this old-timey pulp movie, and that's what it is, right? This is very much just old-timey pulp movie. Bye. Uh-huh. You know, let's actually grab the whip here again instead of the other thing. Just see what we may see. And we get another one of these. How exciting. We will continue to increase our health. Also, don't we get like 2 crystal skulls every time we pass this? So, like, we're doing good. We're doing better than I expected to be honest. Oh, we're done. We're at the end. And we are in way worse shape than we were the other time, so who's ready for that adventure? Ow. Rip. And progress. Come on. Jaguar. Nice. And whip again. We're good at this video game, guys. I think I found one we're good at. Also, yeah, the weapon he was using seems to be some sort of mechanic with an elongated hilt, which is weird. And sure. I know, I'm sure you're disappointed, Blues. But maybe we aren't done. Maybe we just keep going as far as we can. Lose as much gold as you take. Oh, whoa. That's a cool rule. That's a super cool rule. Ow. You freaking die already? Holy god! You're killing all my homies. I mean, that still is a lot of money, but still looking at extremely El Dorado vibes, by the way. That's just also crystal skulls are a mechanic. Just want to throw that one out there again. One of our upgrade materials. One of them are rings made out of jade. Okay. The other one is crystal skulls. I'm sure that's fine. Doesn't have any awkward connotations to it. Definitely no forgeries or conspiracy theories associated with it. What? No. None at all. No idea what you're talking about. We're suffering right now. Is I think the technical term? Oh god, we're not done yet. Oh no. This might be a fresh shot. Please, game. Ow. I am super on fire. So are they, but we're more on fire. We are extremely on fire. Got it. Nice. Ah, we survived just. I think if it wasn't for the skill we had, I don't think we would have survived. To be honest, I'm actually really sure that if it weren't for the skill we had, we would have died. Luckily, we were absolutely swimming in gold, which made it okay. But. Oh god, it's that guy again. He's the worst. He used to be terrible. Nailed it. Oh crap. Well, that was fun. Oh. That was only 42%. Well, isn't that exciting? I wonder why we got resurrected. Well, that's all right. We made a good attempt. Let's see if for all of our troubles we actually unlock anything more particularly useful. Yeah, we do. We've got a lot going on here. Killing a weekend does stuff. 3 kills. Interesting. Let us restore another weapon altar. And then divine favors, yeah, sure. Don't care about more of those. Can't do a lot with these. But take a look at what else we can unlock here. Some of these are extremely cool. Sure, a jaguar hammer. That sure is a fancy hammer. That's fine. Hey look, and it restores another altar. Which gave us a different set of choices. Those are bad. So let's not. Anyway, so let's see how the Temple of the Eagle looks. Let's start with gold. Gold always goes well for us, so let's see if this has a different aesthetic, apart from being way more lightningy and presumably having different enemies. Because it is both of those things, but I'll be curious. Okay. By the way, also, Dead Eyes, Headless Guardians. These guys are terrible. Also looks like, you know, again, looks very stereotypically things. Oh yeah, do these guys have more things? Yeah. I've crossed paths all too frequently with a violent and loathsome breed of human found. Oh no. Scours desperately through great entrails of the Jaguar God Temple in search of anything shiny. Wonder if I am to end in such a vile state of depravity, alienated from reason, having made one too many deal with a cursed god. I found today in one such piece pocket a page from the journal of some poor soul written in the cursive of a feminine hand. Thought that I might not be alone in this wretched hell gives me strength to carry on. My heart jumps at the thought that my dear brother might now be nothing more than the groveling diary of something once human, or the groveling husk of something once human. Oh, Clovis, where are you? Diary of Marie Clotilde Padur. Huzzah! Yes, blood priests. And infernal jaguars. And Hak Olkir. Okay then. Okay then, that, don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Also, we've got our very stereotypical, like, eagle warrior skeletons here. Hey, look at that. He did the expected thing. Oh. Oh, this is exciting. Ow. God damn it. Well, that hurts. These guys are bulky as hell. Holy cow. Oh. Oh, that does stuff. I suppose I should actually, like, pull out my torch if I'm gonna do that, shouldn't I? Sure, I guess. I'm not actually using poison at all, but that's fine. Sure. I'll take plus 2 healing effect. Okay. That continues to be scary. Oh god. Relic, thank you. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts so far? I think the pulp identification is a really good marker here for what's going on. Like, there's tons of old, oh, rude. Still rude. Uh-huh. Sure. We'll do that. We'll offer that to the gods. That buys us inside another, like, story before. Yep, that does a trap, that does a trap. Yeah, I'm getting all the vibes of these ancient trap-filled temple that does stuff of pulp adventure novels, and I mean of pulp stories kind of in general, that Indiana Jones obviously explicitly borrows on, even though it's actually super duper yikes, as it turns out, because, like, come on, none of this electricity stuff that it's got around here is actually attested from historical temples. And it's just as obviously true that temples didn't have these inhabited mechanical traps. Right? All of this is a fabrication. Also, stone bridges that just collapse the moment you, like, breathe at them. Convenient, that. Okay, light please. Thank you. Oh, that stinks. That super stinks. I hate that. Ah, dude. Alright. It is absolutely obvious, to me at least, that the main motivation behind having a whip as a viable weapon is just Indiana Jones. Right? And if you think, right, in terms of Hmm. Plus 2% base damage. So that's just a better version of that. Okay. I think I could use the heal though. Well, that healed almost none at all. Well, that was rude of it. Okay. Yeah, what's the thought here? Like, the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indy goes to, a supposedly Maya temple, where he finds the idol, and, you know, steals the gold, triggers a whole bunch of traps. This is right in that same vein, but an interesting thing, that's kind of a consequence that this thing does, that it didn't need to, is make this Victorian. Right, also harpies. The harpies are kind of owned. Ow. God, I am so bad at dealing with them. That was not even a little bit good. That was not even a little bit well done on my end. So... Oh god, that's bad. Bad news all around. I am getting wrecked by this room, holy god. Wow. So that went poorly. That went extremely poorly. We are getting absolutely thrashed all the time. Exactly, right? The thought there that I did not finish because of pain, is that there's a long tradition in the radio pulp scene of, well, basically the... What are we looking at? Anytime? Well, let's actually use one of our favorites here, just to re-roll one of those. I'll actually offer the board for that. I don't mind. We don't have a corruption yet. I can throw the knives. That was a good catch. I throw the knives anyway. Okay, my base attack is a throw. I forgot, did not. I should have known about that. I forgot about that. Let's phrase that way. It did seem like I was doing awfully low damage there. But anyway, adventure radio plays, which emerged starting in like the 1920s, I think, are often kind of set in... They're originally set in the style of Alan Quartermain, so this kind of Victorian thing. Very quickly, as response first to World War I, and then really picks up in World War II. The 50s and 60s are notorious for this, and really even the 40s, of having radio plays where your brave American intrepid adventurer goes off and he's chasing after ancient artifacts in long in far distant temples, saving damsels and fighting off Nazis. Basically just Indiana Jones. Like, Indiana Jones is a direct descendant of these radio plays that are a really big deal on being very anti-German and having a very evil European that is actually the bad guy here. The things with power are not the curses, not the dead gods. You don't believe in any of that crap. The people are perhaps uncivilized, awful word, but you know, the word that they use in the time, and are clearly not as good as our hero, but they're not the bad guys either. This game doesn't even go for that much nuance. Well, that was just rude of it. Exactly, Hydra is a great example of this. Ah, goddammit. Once again, I took damage for no bloody reason. That's fine. Hey look, and now we're in the spooky stuff part. I noticed that the spooky stuff also has just gold coins lying around. Right, they're truly just kind of vibing, right? They aren't doing anything. It's a very familiar kind of shade of gold, in that these are specific. To me, it specifically look like they're not going for Mesoamerican coins, they're going for basically stacks of money, in the reprint to Spanish doubloons. Which is sure something. I need to do that, please. Thank you. Oh, huh. Oh, goddammit. Ow. God damn it. I'm not gonna make it very far in this, let's be honest. I am taking way too much damage and I'm not getting enough torches. And I'm not lighting the guys on fire, which is probably a large part of my problem. I really do need to be lighting these guys on fire. Leave straight ahead. Or yeah, I'll admit, I'm not actually at all familiar with Hellboy, so, right, I'll take your word for that sense of it. Oh, God. Ow. These guys continue to be terrible. Legendary HP? I think we're going for legendary HP. Ah, shit. Well, that was exciting. Harpies are the worst. Oh, by the way, they're harpies. Just so we're all aware, they're harpies. Sentinels, we don't know anything about them. Harpies, we don't know anything about them. Petrified Guardians. Apart from apparently... The sketch makes it unclear whether they're, what's going on there, but, and then a guy with a sword, who killed us. The Darkest Dungeon vibe is, I think, intentional. Right, this has a lot of... Right, the Darkest Dungeon vibe is both an art style one, which I think is... Yeah, thank you. Thank you, game. I'm glad that that was what you thought was worth telling me. I guess we'll take those? Sure. Apparently the game thought I was bad at the, everything. I need to remind me of how to do that. Anyway, let's check out the Temple of the Serpent before we call it a night for this particular stream. Let's start here. Money seems valuable. And check out this new place, which is, I'm sure is fine and not full of poison. But yeah, the Darkest Dungeon vibe is in the art style. I mean, if you take a look at our guy, like, that straight up looks like the ancestor from Darkest Dungeon. But also the Lovecraftian tones to it are extremely Darkest Dungeon. Like, I need to be doing that too. I have been doing almost no parrying, and I need to fix that. Oh. What the heck is going on with these? Besides I hate them. I do hate them, but that feels like it's neither here nor there. Oh! Did you know that that there are snake people D&D Naga? The relevant point of anything to this. Let's see what the game claims they are. I know that they're not actually Naga, just... Or that's not actually a useful name for them. Oh, they just call them serpent cultists. Because apparently that makes sense. Yeah, didn't you know that apparently they're just obsessed with snakes? That's poison. I'm poisoned. Wasn't that terrible? Well, this whole thing sucks. How about no to all of that? Slowpoke. More snake people. Fabulous. Ow, rude, I did dodge that. Huzzah! We are in... Oh good, we're depoisoned. Thank you. Thank you, game, for letting me be depoisoned. Ooh. Thank you. The trees do in fact hurt me, Blues. You are correct. Incredible. Well, that was a cool chain. 4, 5, and back, and back. Ah, damn it. What's that? Can it not? Ow. You know what I just said about it? Not... yeah. And I am... my stamina works. Oh, that did not do what I wanted to do. Okay, that should help. Time is my ally. Where was fire? Please be on fire, everyone. Thank you. Huzzah for being on fire. Well, this is a dumb weapon, but it looks rad as hell, so I think we'll forgive it its dumbness. The rest of this is a little bit less forgivably dumb. Right, there's just a lot going on here. In general, in every way, there is a lot going on. Uh-huh. Well... I guess we'll do these? No, because I can whip them and then... I can use a whip and then... Right, hit them with a whip and then hit them with the axe and then I do way more damage. I really need to get good at parries though, because I've not been doing that at all. The Flaming Warhammer is rad, Blues. I am not complaining about the Flaming Warhammer. I am doing no complaining. Especially since I can just use that instead of the torch to... Ow. God. I did roll, I promise. I hit the button. It's hard to pretend I'm a cool explorer when I do stuff like that, though. 4, 5, please. Well, that was neat. I actually did like something good then. Look at that! I actually did stuff. In a shocking turn of events. I actually, like, played competently. With strategy. And stuff. Mostly stuff. Okay, so the immediate thought on this temple is that it's in many ways a lot more naturalist. In a very loose sense of the term. Naturalist. Hit, roll. Heals, okay. Warhammer. Roll. So those are just worse, so thank you. Thank you, offer to the gods, you're helpful. Yeah, it kinda does, doesn't it? I'm actually off for the blood on this. We don't have any corruption yet, so we'll get both of those, because that's a lot more damage, and I like damage. Yep, this does the usual thing. Blurred vision again. Ugh, just turn some of it into unknowns. That's a boring one. I want more interesting things. Actually quite cool. Boom. God, this guy. Rest. Oh, that's cool. I guess. Well, that could have gone worse. That could have gone better, but that could have gone way worse. I appreciate that they're not doing dungeon. But really, you know what this reminds me the most of, Blues? Yeah, there's definitely like the deep, in some ways the deepest part of the temple, like this catacombsy area. Skulls in the walls, but mingling human and natural. So, like, right, you got a stalagmite, but it's got skulls in it. The rock walls look like they're naturally formed, but you put skulls in them. And maybe a bit of decoration on the top. But I think this is another place where its Darkest Dungeon influence is shining through loud and clear, because this is just the Warrens. This is just the Warrens. It works exactly the same. And I like that because 30% extra damage against elites on my thing is pretty cool. Huh. Yeah, I guess. I don't mind the heals. I don't get corrupted after leaving this room, so I don't mind it. An even spookier one? Is that a spooky unknown I see? We are almost at the end, so let's see just see what this is. You know, if I could get a... Ow. God. Rude. Sure. We'll take the extra perception. I guess. Oh sure, there were torches on all sides of this building except where I was. Huzzah. Fine. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. More adventuring stuff. But it is just incredibly... But you need to be careful about the rolls. I am definitely starting to spam roll a bit much. I need to stop. Also need to parry things. Super badly need to be parrying things. Because I've not been, and that does matter. I think we just go for the attributes because we're right at the end of the temple, so... The more a soul desires, the darker it becomes. Stealing from ancient powers leaves an even darker stain on the greedy. Corrupts us to open gold, but they have more gold in them. Fair enough. Not even a little bit afraid. Oh, I am in darkness. That does explain part of it. Okay then. That guy was big. Some of these curses are really cool. Like, they put a lot of thought into how some of these work. And I'm very happy about it. Right? They've clearly put a lot of thought into this game, and as a historical adaptation, there's some really concerning stuff going on, right? We haven't measured, I think, even a fraction of the extent to which the colonialist framing of this ends up mattering. Or the extent to which they are actually taking the colonialism serious. Well, yeah, for lack of a better word, seriously. But they're definitely not just doing the colonialism because they think it's the best ever idea. I get the sense that they are many things, but they are not that level of dumb. The developers have put too much thought into everything else to have not at least be paying attention a little bit to what the implications of what they're doing are. That doesn't mean they're being critical about it, that doesn't mean that it's top their minds, but... Hmm. 40 corruption, yeah, that's one more curse right on the end, but that's fine. We're at the end of the run, so I don't actually care. We're nowhere close to number 5. The Warhammer does not give off light blues. It is sad. Enemies you hit with the Warhammer give off light. But... Oh. Well, that's fine. That is something the narrator from Darkest Dungeon will say. The greatest lesson pain teaches is that anything can be lost at any given moment. Light, hope, and life itself. That is just an Ancestor quote. Well played, game. You know your influences. Let's roll with it. Oh look, it's a witch. Raise your hand if you're surprised. Ah, god. We're playing a bullet hell. I hate playing bullet hells. Ow. Back. What a cool boss, right? If I didn't have a range weapon, ow! Screw you. I'm actually not taking a lot of damage here. Right, I took actually very little damage. It seems to do mostly corruption. But luckily the run's done, so I don't actually care. Yeah, see, I'm done. It isn't until I get into the higher levels that it'll actually matter at all. So, that was neat. It is kind of a Bloodborne witch, isn't it? And look at that, they call her a witch too, and has a bag on her back full of skulls. So I'm not familiar enough with any sort of Mesoamerican folklores to know if that is a thing. My suspicion is not. The imagery I am seeing here is basically the same as what you see in Darkest Dungeon, where you have the hag, who has either a bag or a cauldron full of random crap that she will gladly stuff people into, and also, you know, the withered old crone who does magic and is spooky. In many ways, this is really referencing European folkloric tropes and European video game tropes. Not at all, actually, Mesoamerican ones. Now, I'm sure that there's plenty of cases where that is not true, where there are, in fact, other things going on. I just don't know them. So... that will have to wait until someone who knows more about Mesoamerican history and cultures than I do joins me on this, but someone will, because obviously there's plenty to talk about here, in both good ways and bad. Anyway, we have been going for 2 hours, so we are done for the day. We have now also explored, you know, all of the initial levels. So now we can go farther into each of these. Right? The Blood Hunter, the Abomination's Lair. See? Eclipse of the Cursed Twins. So we're starting to get into more stuff going on. So I'll probably try and finish this one off screen, I think. So that way next time when we go in, we can go higher up to this temple with the Abomination and whatever these are. And once we build up, you know, looks like there are, what, 10 levels in this game? So, eventually we'll climb to the top of the temple, in which something will happen, I'm sure. Anyway. Nice calendar again. Shouts to calendars. They're pretty handy, even if this one is wild. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. This VOD will be uploaded to YouTube like normal. On Saturday we'll have more AC Valhalla. We'll be doing Jorvik, which means double flail. So I hope y'all are ready for that. We're getting into the late game of that, luckily. Which is good, because we're starting to get close to when more games are releasing, because, you know, like, Nier releases in April, and I will be playing that when it launches, on stream. Full playthrough. My first one, I think, is going to be just on that, because I love that game so much. But yeah, if you enjoy this, make sure you join the Discord server. The link is in the About section of the stream. And subscribe on YouTube. I also do video essays there. I am still working on editing the current one. It has been slow going. Yeah, Persona 5 Strikers. I think I want to do I don't know. I'm undecided as to whether I want to do a baseline Persona game or do Strikers. We'll see. I think I want to do, like, Royal just because there's so much more, but that'll need its own day. Like, over the summer, maybe we'll try and, if I have a PS5 and or Royal releases on stream, we'll try and do, like, all of Royal. Or something. I have plans. I have hopes. We'll see how they go. Anyway. Yeah, I will catch you all on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, have a good rest of your week, everyone. Cheers.